English. How long have you been learning English? For about 3 years. Can you speak English fluently? I hope so. However, I feel I need more practice. Sport. Are you keen on sport? Yes, that's right. What kind of sports do you like? What kinds of sport do you like? Right, what kinds of sport do you like? I really like football. Мне действительно нравится футбол. It's my favorite kind of sport. Right. So, free time, spare time. What do you usually do in your free time? To be honest, I don't have much free time. If I have it, I prefer to spend time with my friends. Friendship. Do you have really good friends? You know, I have 2 best friends. They help me in need. I know for 100% that I can rely on them completely. That's great. I also think it's very important to have good friends. Business. Would you like to have your own business? To tell you the truth, I have thought about that many times. Really, I think I need to start up my own company. It will give me financial freedom and independence. My future profession. Have you ever thought about your future profession? You know, it's difficult to choose it right now. So you want to say that you don't have any ideas, right? Well, I'd like to become an English teacher, but I'm not entirely sure. TV. How often do you watch TV? Very rarely. Very rarely. Very rarely. So I was thinking about really and rarely. Yeah, rarely is the right word. So very rarely. Really? Yeah, that's it. I prefer to watch different videos on YouTube. I particularly like the channel English Galaxy, where you can learn English for free. My day. How do you usually spend your working day? I have a very good job and I get enough money. However, I suppose you perfectly understand that I have to work a lot. I see. I think it's worth it. Shopping. Do you like shopping? I think I can't do without it. It's my passion. Yeah, I see. New Year. How do you usually celebrate New Year? In a family circle. What about your friends? I mean that I celebrate it with my family first and then with my friends. Computer games. Do you play computer games? I do it quite regularly, but I'm not addicted to it. I do the same. I really like playing computer games, but I don't do it all day long. Career. Would you like to make a career? Sure, it's my dream. Where would you like to work? For a big international company. Internet. How often do you use the internet? Every day. I need it for my work and entertainment. Are you for or against globalization? We see that it's taking place everywhere. I think it's a normal thing. I can communicate with people from other countries very easily. Moscow. Have you ever been to Moscow? Twice? Really? When was it? Education. Where do you study? I go to university. This university is very famous in Russia. Would you like to study abroad? Why not? Health. How do you look after your health? I go to the gym 3 times a week. What else do you do to keep fit? I like walking in the open air and breathe fresh air. My family. Have you got any brothers or sisters? I have a brother. How old is he? He's my younger brother. He's 12. Russian economy. So what do you think about the Russian economy? What do you think about the Russian economy? So I think that we depend on natural resources too much. I see. How can we change it? You know, it's difficult to say. All in all, I'm satisfied. I think the government should know what steps to take next. Summer holidays. How do you usually spend your summer holidays? I usually go to the country house. I often go abroad in August. Okay, so next. So what is next? Winter holidays. How do you usually spend your winter holidays? They are quite short. I stay at home most of the time. I sometimes go skiing with my friends. About myself. Where do you come from? I come from Russia. And you? I come from the United States. Do you work or study? I do both these things. Exams. Do you like taking exams? Your question sounds a bit strange. I think no one likes it. I see. Anyway, when you prepare for exams, it helps you revise everything, right? Environment. What environmental problems are worth of our attention? First of all of them, we can't ignore it. I'm particularly aware of the problem of global warming. Global problems. What global problems can you name? Poverty, global warming, lack of fresh water, wars, and so on. How can we change it? I think that our society should pay more attention to it. My weekend. How do you usually spend your weekend? I get up rather late. I prefer to spend it with my friends. Unemployment. Do you think that unemployment is a real problem? I'm absolutely sure it's very difficult to find a job during the crisis. Reading. Do you like reading? I'm really keen on it. What sort of books do you prefer to read? I mostly read books in English. Russia. Would you like to visit Russia? I think it's a good idea. I also think you should definitely visit this amazing country. Football. Are you interested in football? Surprising as it may seem, not. Really, it sounds so strange. Tennis. Do you like playing tennis? Yeah, I'm really interested in it. What about playing tennis together? That would be great. Traveling. Do you like traveling? If I say that I like it, it means say absolutely nothing. It's my passion. I'd like to see the world. Drugs. How can we tackle this problem? I think that all people should be aware of this terrible thing. What do you mean? It ruins people's lives completely. This addiction is absolutely terrible. Teenagers. Do you remember the time when you were a teenager? Right. That was a time without cares. That was a time without cares. I remember this time with the feeling of nostalgia. Modern technology. Do you admire our modern technology? Sure, we live in the 21st century. It goes without saying that the technological progress we see has changed our life completely. Movies. Do you watch movies in English? I do it sometimes. I need to improve my English level first. Songs. Do you like listening to pop music? I love different songs and pop music is no exception. My dream. What are you going to do in the future? What do you mean? I mean after you graduate from university. My dream is to have my own business. Music. Are you keen on music? I can't say that I can't live without music, but it helps me be in a good mood. My favorite kind of sport. What's your favorite kind of sport? Swimming. I really enjoy it. Moreover, it's very good for our health. England. Have you ever been to England? Actually not. I'm going to visit it next year. America. Have you ever been to America? I've been to the United States twice. How do you find this country? This country is amazing in many ways. Famous people. Would you like to become a famous person? I think not. I don't like publicity. Appearance. How does your girlfriend look like? She's so attractive. She's slim. I think she's the most beautiful girl I've ever met. Art. What's your attitude towards art? I really like it. I don't like parties and staying in noisy places. I am fond of art. Right. Holidays. What do you usually do when you go on holiday? I usually go abroad. I was in Italy last time. Mass media. What do you think about the modern mass media? I trust different sources, but not absolutely. USA. Have I been to the USA? Unfortunately not. It's in my plans. I'd like to live there for a while. My school. Do you like your school? Sure, I have lots of friends there. What about the level of education in your school? It's very high. University life. What do you do in your free time? I know that you're a student. I can't say that I'm involved in our university life. I prefer to go somewhere with my classmates. My working day. When do you finish work? It's usually about 6 o'clock in the evening. What do you do after that? If I have too much work, I overwork sometimes and I finish later than others. After that, I go home. My best friend. Who's your best friend? Are you joking? It's you. Tourism. Would you like to have your own business in tourism? Theoretically, yes, but not practically. What's the reason? The market is very competitive. Global warming. Do you think global warming is a real problem? I think so. It poses a serious threat to our planet. Newspapers and magazines. So, do you read any newspapers or magazines? I usually do it online. I used to read them on paper. I've got used to an online version. Advertising. What do you think about advertising? I tend to think that it's necessary if you want to sell more. I want to be a doctor. Would you like to become a doctor? Why not? I've always been interested in medicine. I want to be an English teacher. Would you like to become an English teacher? It's what I really want. I like teaching English and I want other people to know it. I want to be a manager. Would you like to become a manager? I think this idea is quite interesting. I really want to rule a huge company. I want to be a businessman. Would you like to become a businessman? I think not. It's very risky and dangerous. Science. Are you interested in science? A bit. I sometimes read books related to science. Healthy lifestyle. Do you think I should lose weight? If I were you, I would practice sport more and eat healthy food. English lessons. Do you like English lessons? Of course I do. I need English for my future job. Okay, so let's go on. Easter. Do you celebrate Easter? Sure. It's the main religious holiday in Christianity. Christmas. Do you celebrate Christmas? Do you celebrate Christmas? It's our family tradition. We usually celebrate together when Christmas comes. No, celebrate. We usually gather together. So we're going to say it right. You usually celebrate it together, or we usually gather. Gather means собираться. We usually gather together. Usually gather. Мы собираемся вместе. We usually gather. Or when Christmas comes. Мы обычно собираемся вместе. We usually gather together when Christmas comes. Or, we usually celebrate it together. Можно также было сказать. We usually celebrate it together. Отмечаем это вместе. We usually celebrate it together when Christmas comes. Yeah, so it sounds good. Next, addictions. Do you smoke? No, I wouldn't like to do it because I'm afraid of getting addicted to it. American dream. Do you think that you can achieve a lot even though you come from a poor family? I think that my success depends on me. Chess. Can you play chess? I can play it quite well, but not professionally. What foreign languages do you know? I know English and Spanish. Chinese. What about Chinese? I know that this language is very difficult. We can't deny the fact that it's getting more and more popular. So are you going to learn it? Probably I'll do it. Libraries. Do you go to the library sometimes? I used to go there. If we look at the present time, I use different virtual libraries, in other words, online libraries. Love. Did you start dating with her? Right, I fell in love with her. My birthday. How do you usually celebrate your birthday? I invite my friends and I usually celebrate it at home. You have a day off. What do you usually do? It may seem surprising, but I learn English. I need to learn it urgently. Our problems. What kind of problems do you have? Nothing serious, just some problems at work. I hope everything will be alright soon. Money. Would you like to earn more money? Definitely. I'm thinking about finding another job. My English teacher. What can you say about your English teacher? He teaches English really well. I can speak English fluently. YouTube. Do you like YouTube? Certainly. It's getting more and more popular in Russia. I can tell you about my favorite channels. So, what are your favorite channels on YouTube? Fitness. What do you think about fitness? Is it really helpful or just a modern trend? I believe that it can have a very positive effect on our health. Swimming. Do you like swimming? Sure. I go to the swimming pool, but I swim a lot in summer. Success. Would you like to become successful in life? Success can be understood differently. What do you mean exactly? My hobbies. What are your main hobbies? Dancing, English, and fitness. It sounds interesting. Online shops. Do you often buy things online? I would say that I do it quite often. It saves my time and money. Social networks. What social networks do you use? Wiki and Facebook. My mother. What's your mother's job? She's a doctor. My father. What's your father's job? He's a businessman. My sister. How old is your sister? She's 14. Where does she study? She studies in New York. My brother. How old is your brother? He is 8. Does he go to school? Yeah, he studies in the second form. My favorite subject. What's your favorite subject? Can you guess it? I think it's English. You're absolutely right. My plans for the future. What are your plans for the future? I'd like to study and work abroad. School years. Do you remember your school years? Yeah, it was a wonderful time. I keep in touch with my classmates. Social problems. What social problems can you name? You mean the most serious ones? Right, I think that unemployment is in the first place is a real problem for many people. Unhealthy food. Do you eat unhealthy food sometimes? I do it, but I can do nothing about that. You need to look after your health. My flat. Where do you live? I live in a small flat in the suburbs of the city. Would you like to live in the center? I suppose it would be better. My native city. Where were you born? I was born in a small town and then moved to the capital of our country. And you? I was born in a big city. Happiness. What is happiness for you? It's a very good feeling inside me. It's something spiritual. I wish all the people in the world were happy. What's the weather like today? It's hot and sunny. Do you like this kind of weather? Sure. Obesity. Is obesity a real problem for some people? I think so. How can they improve their health? I think they should lead a healthy lifestyle. Time management. I see that you have no free time at all. Do you think you manage your time really well? I doubt. I spend lots of time on social networks. Our talents. What can you do? Right, what can you do? What can you do really well? I suppose I can teach Spanish. So it's your talent. You need to develop it. And I also want to tell you two things. So the first thing is that you also need to discover your talents and develop them is the first thing. And the second thing is thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye bye.